Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Smolinski. I am a visiting lecturer at the William and Mary Washington Center in DC, and I'm excited to offer a course again called In Memoriam, Monuments Past, Present, Fallen, and Future. I have some images to show of our course last year, so let me just share my screen quickly, and we can talk about it. So let's see, and let's go to here. All right, great. So here's the course. Essentially, this course is an experiential course where we're going to be visiting different sites, doing daily discussions, journals, looking at different museums. We're going to be going to artist studios, looking at public artworks, and ultimately, our goal is to design a proposal for a monument to go on the National Mall. Through our research and discussion and lots of site visits, you're going to be coming up with some sort of concept, essentially, that what is missing? What is missing on the National Mall that could be more representative of the culture that you identify with? So through this course, there are some questions to consider. Some of these are, what are the differences between monuments and memorials? How does that shape our view of those works in public spaces? What do monuments represent, and what is their function? Monuments take a lot to get built, through the proposals, through the permissions from the government, through public spaces. So oftentimes they have a specific intent and they're represented by certain groups. So exploring the history of these things can really bring to light what their function is, or what their intended function is, for occupying those spaces. How are monuments connected to history and collective memory? So monuments really shape the way that we experience our public spaces, and they do have an effect on us. Whether subconscious or not, they're clearly a part of our daily life. And so with that notion of history and collected memory, what parts of history are missing as we look at the National Mall and our monument landscape? What are some ideas about history that you can bring to the new monument landscape that we are developing? So here's some images of our class. We had an amazing group last year. We had unseasonably warm weather. It was fantastic to get tours of the sites. This is the National Parks Foundation that gave us a tour of the National Mall, some of the monuments, including the Lincoln Memorial, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, which was just fantastic to get, not only to hear about the history of these sites, but also to hear about how the public interacts with them. That's something that we really need to consider when thinking about the monument landscape is, are these dead monuments that we just simply walk past, or are they interactive? How do we interact with them, and how can they be more interactive? So learning about how the public works with the spaces and what the public does to interact with them has really been a wonderful way to engage with these spaces and sites. We also uncovered some Confederate monuments that came down. So this was one that we just simply happened to walk past and realized that the figure was missing on top. And certainly this is reflective that we see throughout the country and throughout the world, really, is monuments are not permanent. They do come down. And we need to consider what to do with those monuments when they do come down. Should we leave them up? Should we take them down? Should we put them in a new space? Should we destroy them? These concerns really become at the forefront of how we shape and envision the new monument landscape that we intend to build. We visited the Museum of the Native American, and this is the Native American Veterans Memorial that was recently installed. We got to meet with the architects online and talk to them about the process of building this piece. And we got to just simply sit and reflect upon it as well. That site is pretty incredible through its architecture, the exhibits, everything that has to do with that building is rather unique. This is the interior of the space. This is a wonderful crystal that's embedded into the walls that reflects these rainbow casts all around the space as the sun changes throughout the time of day. There are wonderful plantings of indigenous plants like tobacco and corn and cotton and things like that. And there are great installations outside as well. We took advantage of the unseasonably warm weather and sat in the grass a little bit on the mall. Wonderful food trucks were there to enjoy, and we definitely took advantage of the site. We had guest speakers come and speak with us. This is a group called Beyond Granite that have brought 6 new contemporary artists to the mall to create temporary monuments. And this year we'll be talking to some of those artists as well, which will be fantastic. We also visited the new Rubel Museum, which is a fantastic, I keep saying fantastic, but it really is a contemporary art museum that really highlights living artists and the ways that they engage with sculpture, painting, and more specifically, new ideas about representation and through art. So we got a wonderful tour of the space and the collection and saw works that I'd never seen before as well. So really fantastic space to engage with. We also, had a great chance to have discussion in these spaces. And just walking around DC is fantastic, happening upon the new Eisenhower Memorial and engaging with that space. Letters as tall as I am, Dwight D. Eisenhower. You're really thinking about how the branding of monuments becomes an important part of it as well. On a rather chilly day, we stopped into the National Arboretum and got to enjoy some of the plant life around there. You can see a replica of the Washington Monument in the background in our group. And then just kind of walking around, we took advantage of seeing some wonderful contemporary temporary installations. And to get there, here's our group biking through town. We took advantage of the bike share and got to see lots of public art just simply biking around. And that was a really wonderful way to engage with the class as well. Getting some exercise and some fresh air and taking advantage of the great bike lanes that are all around DC. We even happened upon an open window of tickets to get inside of the Washington Monument and got to go inside of it and look out from above it and see the exhibits inside. And then also on the way down, we got to stop and look at some of the hidden monuments on the inside. So these are different blocks that were donated by different states. It was something I'd never seen before, and it was really wonderful to get a chance to look at those. So through this, our exploration, we visited multiple different sites. We got firsthand views of these things. We visited with professionals, with curators, with artists, with government officials that deal with public space. And through that, then we developed our own monument proposals and exhibited those as well. So this course is really important as a experiential course and in an art making course and an art discourse about contemporary monuments and how we envision these things being a part of our daily lives and our public spaces. So I hope you'll join me. This is a really fun course. I really enjoy teaching it, and I look forward to working with you if you're interested in coming along. Anyway, my name is Joseph Smolinski again, and I look forward to seeing you. Take care.